pure Stellenbosch terroir. Radford Dale has been not only focusing on Stellenbosch for many of their wines, but as well focusing on Chenin Blanc. They have a full range of Chenin Blanc, and that's probably the top of the range, the Renaissance 2019. Stellenbosch origin, fairly top of the range, nice packaging. What do you have to say about that wine?
This wine has a medium straw color, which could be indicating some age or contact with wood. And the nose is quite restrained for me. It's not as fruitful as I would expect of a Stellenbosch Chenin, but I think this is because they've been focusing on terroir. It has quite an earthy note to it, some underlying peach and green apples. And you know what? It takes a while to open in the glass. When I initially nosed it, I found quite a lot of spicy oak on it. But this is now melding into the wine, and the wine itself is speaking to me. It's showing more as a creamy element now rather than spicy. And on the palate, oh, the acidity really stands out. It's beautifully fresh. It's that wonderful Chenin acidity that combines both the acidity of apples with the acidity of just ripe peaches, and it really extends the finish. However, we think that it's probably more prominent because this is relatively low in alcohol for Stellenbosch Chenin. This is only what, 12%?
I think it's 11.5.
11.5.
It's below 12. But it's the acidity, as you describe it, is it's almost Loire-like. There's a type of zingy, almost slightly metallic, but perfectly integrated acidity you would find on some limestone Vouvray. And God knows, there's no limestone in Stellenbosch. That's somehow a very unusual wine to identify. I mean, the spiciness on the nose had a bit of, even a touch of cinnamon and vanilla at the beginning. I said, I might be overpowering, but it's so integrated into the wine.
It's beautifully integrated, but it does take time to open in the glass. So that's always a case for just letting the wine stand for a few minutes before and going back to it. But I agree with you totally about that acidity. I know it's not the most perfect description, but when I find this kind of acidity in a Chenin, I like to call it a brassy acidity because it has got that metallic edge to it and it fills your entire mouth. Unlike a Sauvignon Blanc acidity, which is more rapier-like and just races down your tongue to get to the back of your throat, this acidity lingers and fills your entire palate and then takes its time going down your throat.
And you have this Granny Smith skin.
Yes.
You know, it's like you peel it and you just eat the skins after you peel the apple. I know we should do the other way around, but somehow that can give a clear indication of, I mean, green apple is very often a marker for Chenin Blanc in a blind tasting, but here it's on the palate. Usually you find that on the nose. And that's a fascinating wine. It's so long, lingering on the palate, but there's no, it's like a wine with no makeup. It's not very fat, but it's long, it's extremely elegant, restrained. And if I may say, nobody keeps wine these days, but that's a wine that should really benefit from some time.
It's my favorite Chenin from Radford Dale, and I have a few in the cellar, and they do last a while. So this is 2019. I'd love to see it in a few years' time.
So maybe a easy, what you call a banker on wine tasting, because this is very unusual for Stellenbosch.
Correct.
Chenin. It's very low ripeness, but still it's ripe, it's elegant. The acidity will stand out among many other wines, and the texture, there's no aggressivity.
No, it's been really well made.
Really
but
well
for a Stellenbosch Chenin, I would be expecting more white peaches on it. And this is more, as you say, in the apple spectrum.
Yeah. Beautiful wine somehow, eh?
Absolutely.